Well, hello and welcome to the Concho Valley Homepage Studios. I'm Manny Diaz. This week, today, if you will, we welcome Philip Zachiotis, 23-year-old Greek tennis player. He is now the tennis professional over at Bentwood Country Club. Philip, thanks for making time for us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for the invitation. And yes, I'm glad to be here. Yes, thank you.
Well, we released a story on you over the weekend on Saturday, and it kind of just. This is the second story. Charles Bryce, our sports director over at KLST, produced a piece on you as well. And you have an interesting story. You're from Greece, from Athens, Greece. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir. Straight from Athens.
Straight from Athens. Yes, yes. 23 years old, a graduate, Mount St. Mary's University in Maryland.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
So Division I college, correct?
Division One. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you came here as a kind of a teenager. Tell me about just the love of the game. I mean, obviously, you have to have something if you've made it now a profession. You went to school, but just tell me your background, your love of the game for tennis.
Yes, I mean, I did start playing tennis when I was 3. In Greece, the resources were limited, and we didn't really have a lot of tools. So I was just trying to get the most out of it. Um, and that environment really made me have love, made me love the sport, and um, then definitely made me value discipline, efficiency, and adaptability. So yeah, it has been a great journey so far. So yeah.
Clay courts over there in Greece?
We have a lot of clay courts. I would say more than America has. Here there are a lot of hard courts, but there we do have some clay courts as well.
Is it better? Oh, is it better on the knees, on the legs?
That's what they say, and I do agree with them. It's a very soft surface, and it makes everything pretty slow and very smooth, and it's just a great surface. It's one of my favorite surfaces, so it has been great. Yeah.
You've been in the United States for a few years now. You played college tennis, as we kind of mentioned earlier. What have been some of the key differences between the European and the American tennis game?
Right. There were definitely a lot of differences. In Europe, they focus more in strategy, patience, consistency, and also in their mentality to have a strong mental game. Uh, so here in the U.S., they really focus to be very intense. The pace is extremely fast, and um, so as a coach, I really try to combine both, and I advise my players to be consistent with a strong mentality, but at the same time know how to be aggressive and why not be intense on the court. So, yep.
Certainly, the sessions that I was in with you, with I believe it was Bodie Harrison, a
Right.
young guy from Central High School, and Rook Nagel. Tell me, how much is patience really stressed whenever certainly you're coaching?
Um, I've seen a lot of players that they don't really focus on consistency and patience nowadays here in America. So that's the biggest part of my philosophy. So it was really something new for them, working towards patience. But it's definitely a big factor on learn how to have patience in the mats.
Yeah.
Uh,
What would you suggest to kind of really? What advice would you give to up and coming tennis stars or kids, folks that are just wanting to take up the sport in terms of staying composed under pressure?
Right. I do think that pressure usually comes from thinking ahead. So I advise my players to um, uh, being staying on the present. Uh, and I think a big mistake that a player does is to see pressure as a bad thing, but for me, I think pressure they need to start seeing pressure as a privilege. Um, and sometimes pressure makes you feel uncomfortable, but I say that all the time to my players that feeling uncomfortable usually makes you learn, and from uncomfortable, you need to move to is making you feel more comfortable. So yeah, I mean, pressure makes diamonds, so why not liking pressure, right? So
Yeah. How much did you kind of see and experience that for yourself? Certainly when you're playing college tennis at the Division I level.
definitely the pressure is big. You represent a specific college, you play for a team. Uh, College tennis is not really an individual sport; it's a team sport because no matter if you win or lose, uh, your uh, your result really depends on your teammates as well. So that was one big factor why we all the players had pressure. But I really like pressure. I made myself like pressure, so I could um, figure out a way out in the mats if I
That's
would feel
interesting.
pressure. Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's just in any sport, it's the David versus Goliath at times. There could be
Yes,
a smaller player versus a big player.
exactly.
And in tennis, it's kind of just you can just will yourself to a win, I mean, we've seen it
Yes, sir.
before.
Yes, sir.
What do you recommend in terms of, for the players who when facing an opponent who's clearly stronger, more aggressive when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to that?
Mm-hmm. Um, there's always gonna be a stronger opponent. So I have a rule in tennis that if you get broken twice, you should change your strategy. Which but I really advise my players to try to disrupt the rhythm, their opponent's rhythm. So, for example, use a mix of variety of heights or different directions of spins. So your goal would be to make your stronger opponent, to make him feel more uncomfortable or start messing up a little with his mental. And yep.
A lot goes along, or just a little bit goes a long ways at that. It sounds like.
Yes, sir.
What is, I think Rooknagel, I had a chance to watch him
Hmm.
for a bit, film him for a bit. He spoke very highly of you. He said that, before this, when the summer started, he was ranked, he was in the top 100, but now
Yes,
he's nearing the top 25
hmm,
in the country
that's correct.
in his age. What have the players been like here in San Angelo?
Hmm.
Certainly the ones that you've been coaching
Hmm.
at Bentwood.
Regarding Rook Nagel, he has been great. He's a great student. I call him a nerd of tennis. He reads, he studies the sport. He's a great athlete, very athletic, and such a hard worker. And I really love working with him. He's getting things very fast. Uh, but yes, in general, all the athletes in Benwood, they're very athletic, and they've worked properly throughout their journey, and starting from the young age, they've done a great all the coaches, they've done a great job with learning some key fundamentals. So yes, it has been really a blessing working with those kids, and I really love it.
You mentioned coaching guys like Root Nagel, Bodie Harrison, and I imagine there's been so many already here in San Angelo. What does it mean to kind of be a coach?
Hmm.
You've worked with a lot of coaches over the years,
Right.
and now you are one. What's that like?
So what I've noticed is that the coach has a big responsibility for the player. So we're trying to work as to do uh, a good amount of work and a good quality of work. Uh, so it has been really a blessing that I'm working with those kids in Benwood, and um, uh, definitely help them um, share everything I've I've learned all my 20 years from tennis, and they're doing a great job understanding what I'm telling them, and they have been great students.
Yeah. All right, keeping the coaching theme there. I know we don't want to let all the tricks out of the bag because we still want people to go and hang out with you at Bentwood. Tell me, most players have a tendency to struggle with consistency. What are some drills, routines you recommend maybe to improve accuracy and control?
Definitely, consistency is very important for most of the coaches, I would say, but for me, it's very, very important, especially consistency and accuracy. So there are a couple very basic drills that the players can try. For example, rallying cross court, rallying down the line with both working on forehand and backhands, and then they can adjust. Regarding accuracy, they can place some cones behind the service line and trying to hit them for a long, aiming on a long rally. So like this, you'll improve accuracy, and you'll become a more consistent player, which it will definitely help you throughout your journey. So.
Yeah. Footwork, it's what we hear on the court, maybe not so much on the clay, but on the hard surfaces, you hear it. It's often overlooked.
Yep.
What are some best tips for staying quick and balanced on the court?
Definitely, footwork is very overlooked fact. It's definitely overlooked. I really advise my kids to keep up with the footwork. I would say it's very important to keep constantly staying on your toes and recover the fastest you can in the center of the baseline. Footwork is not always about speed alone, but it's also like to doing footwork properly. And footwork definitely gives you more time, and you feel more balanced throughout hitting a stroke. And so footwork is definitely very important for tennis.
Let's talk serving. It's what really kind of gets the whole thing going. What's some of the most common, mistakes recreational players make when they're serving? Certainly, how can they correct it?
So the biggest mistake players do is the toss. Everything comes from the toss. A good serve comes from a good toss. It really depends on the level, especially in pro players. If they miss a serve, 80% is the cause is gonna be the toss. So I'm really trying to work with my kids starting from the toss. Usually kids are rushing a lot, so I'm trying to calm them down and take their time. So and count a couple seconds before they toss the serve, and it has been very good. They do very great on that, very good on that, and I think the toss is very important.
Obviously, fitness, being able to hold your own on the court is very important. The endurance, how much do you stress? Certainly with the kids. I mean, kids, they can eat anything now. I mean, and they'll burn it off in no time. I mean, for a guy like me, late 30s, can't necessarily do that anymore because I'll feel it. I would feel it on the court, or feel it in the gym, what have you with that.
Definitely.
Certainly, how much is fitness play a role, whether you're 14 or 44 or however old you are?
Definitely, you hit me in my weakest spot. I really, as a player, didn't like working off the court, my fitness, but to be honest, it's one of the most important things as well, and it's very essential to work off the court, especially in modern tennis. Requires a high level of strength, core, and endurance. So I do recommend players to have a mix of interval training for endurance, having some core strengthening for stability, and definitely mobility work to stay flexible, and definitely fitness off the court makes you perform better and reduces risk injuries.
Certainly. Last question for you, Philip. You know, and we'll kind of end on this. The playing tennis. I mean, a lot of kids here play in the United States, certainly in Texas. The boys they'll play football or
Yes.
basketball or baseball, and that's kind of like a theme, all throughout the country. But what's good about tennis, and why would you encourage someone to really kind of get it going early on when they're young?
Yes. So tennis, it really helps you when you start from a young age because it's a really muscle memory sport. But what I like from tennis is that it's an individual sport, which it can become also a team sport, playing doubles or playing in a high school team or a college team. So like this, you can play on your own, but you can also play with a teammate. And usually, specifically, I do like playing on my own and work on my own game and working on my mentality and every aspect that you need to learn for learning how to play tennis.
Sure. Well, the best way to imagine somebody can call up to Bentwood, schedule a session with you. What's the best? How can people do that?
Yes, we do have a great website, which they can throughout the website they can look out for all the stuff. We do have our emails. We do teach both tennis and pickleball. So after they send us an email, then we reach out to them and we schedule for a lesson. And it's really up to us to book a court. And we definitely have some open slots if someone is interested. And the good with Bentwood is that all coaches are trying to help them, and we spend a lot of time on the court because we love our community, and we put a big effort on the court.
Yeah. Well, Philip, I appreciate the time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How many years have you been in the country so far?
That's my fourth year.
Fourth year, okay.
Fourth year. In couple days, I turned 4 years here, so
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
In pursuit of the American dream.
No,
here.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's awesome. Well,
Great.
we'll also have a link to how to get in touch with Philip there at the Bentwood Country Club to perhaps schedule a session there. All right, for Philip Zachiotis, Greek tennis player, tennis pro at Bentwood Country Club, I'm Manny Diaz. We will see you next time. God bless.